Alright, let's look at the homework 5.4, problem number 7. Alright, for part A, all you have to do is to find the velocity function, we take the antiderivative of the acceleration function, which is 2t plus 2 with respect to t. Alright, so antiderivative 2t would be t squared, and the antiderivative of t would be 2t. And then you have plus some constant c. Alright, since v of 0 is given to be negative 3, so if you plug in 0, you can see that you're just going to get c, which means that this has to be equal to 3. Alright, so therefore, we have v of t is t squared plus 2t and a minus 3. Alright, so let's type that in. Alright, so we have t squared plus 2t minus 3. Alright, so part B, we have to look at the velocity function. Let's see, I'm going to find t-intercepts. So set that t squared plus 2t minus 3 equal to 0. Alright, if you factor it out, you can see that it's going to be t plus 3 t minus 1 is equal to 0. So t-intercept would be negative 3 and 1. Alright, so we can see that, let's see, so this is a parabola, and the t-intercept is, so it's a parabola facing up. So the graph is going to look like this. And t-intercept is right here is negative 3, and right here is positive 1. Alright, so we want to find the distance traveled from t equals 0 to t equals 5. Alright, so we need to find integral from 0 to 5. Alright, absolute value of t squared plus 2t minus 3 with respect to t. Alright, we need to split this integral since the velocity is actually negative between 0 and 1. So we're going to have to put the negative sign, so 0 and 1. Put the negative sign on these. Maybe I'll put the negative sign here. Alright, then you have t squared plus 2t minus 3 dt. Alright, then you're going to have to go from 1 to 5. Alright, since starting from 1, the velocity is positive, you can just take away the absolute value sign. So you have a t squared plus 2t minus 3 dt. Alright, so let's evaluate this. So you have a negative sign. And the antiderivative of this is t cubed over 3. Antiderivative of 2t would be t squared. Antiderivative of negative 3 is negative 3t. And then you're going from 0 to 1. And the antiderivative here is exactly the same, so I'm going to just write that t squared, oh actually no, t squared, t cubed over 3 and plus t squared minus 3t. You're going from 1 to 5. Alright, so this is going to be equal to, alright, so negative, right, plugging in 1, so it's a 1/3 plus 1 squared 1 minus 3 minus plugging 0. It's going to be all 0. So we have that. And plus, if you plug in 5, so it's 5 cubed, 125 over 3. And plus 5 squared would be 25. Minus 15, right? Minus plugging in 1, so it's a 1/3, and plus 1, and a minus 3. All right. So let's compute this. Alright, so I'm going to just put these guys together. So you have negative 1/3 and another negative 1/3, so negative 2/3. So then you have 125 over 3. So it's going to be 123 over 3. Alright, so that's that. And then you have, let's see, this is going to be negative 2 with the negative sign, positive 2. Alright, so this is going to be 10, so it's 12. And then and another positive 2, so it's going to be 14. So this is going to be plus 14. Alright, so we got that, and we took everything else there. It doesn't do anything. So this is going to be, let's see, I'll take the common denominator, 3, and a 123, and 14 is same thing as 42. Right, and then add them up, 165 over 3. Right, so let's type it in. 165 over 3. Alright, so let's submit for testing. Alright, I came back and looks like we got this one correctly. Alright, that's it. I hope that this was clear.